Go ahead, punk. You want to give me another Jacob and Esau run? Huh? What, you gonna cry, little Goblin Jr.? Let's see. Hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Dark Judas Boss Rush Mega Satan. Dark Judas Boss Rush Mega Satan. It's peanut butter. Yeah, that's, I don't know why it has a similar cadence in my head. We're at a quarter century. You are 1/4 of a century. An endless poggin is getting me up. Okay, so Dark Judas Mega Satan. HP, a little spooky. Everything else, pretty good. Ooh, almost had me there. Just kidding. It's 9:01 a.m. on a Monday. I'm coming into this one after a positively ebullient, perspicacious, transcendental Slay the Spire run. Thus explaining my jovial demeanor. Every removes oldest item, spawns 2 random items from the current items pool. Look, you know what we do with this? Farm the you-know-what. God, I wish we'd gotten this item first. We farm the you-know-what out of the virus for like 20 floors. God, I wish I got this item first. And then, like, hopefully, maybe on, like, Boss Rush, or the floor where we would go to Boss Rush. Obviously, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. You know what we're actually gonna do? Is claim that we're gonna do that, but then accidentally just hit Q, thinking it's gonna activate Dark Arts, and not realize that I've got the Stars card in that slot instead, and we're gonna use it there. So, I actually, you know what I'm wondering, is if the virus has an incredible setup. By the way, you want to see what kind of gamer they've given birth to? I don't want to hit the non-blinking fly with the finger, because if we walk into it, we get a chance for a demon heart. That's what you've done. Are you proud of yourself? 22% chance to respawn as Blue Baby, huh? I'm proud of myself, I guess. Like, it seems wise to me, don't get me wrong. But I am also wondering if Dark Arts doesn't give us the chance to get the virus. I didn't see those enemies turn green. They're not jealous in the slightest, so maybe not. So the most important thing by far, Dark Judas, very fun character, very good. The most important thing is building a good base of HP. We're not going to be taking deals with the devil, we're going to be prioritizing deals with the angel, and we're also going to be prioritizing trying to go a little quick. So the virus is actually an awesome get, because of the fact that we can generate some demon hearts off of it. Like, if we get hit, particularly, you know, if we go up against, like, a Larry Jr. or something like that, it might even be worth leveraging what you got to try to get it, but come on, man, come on. Let's just see where we stand here. That's not Larry Jr. That's okay. I will be the first person to tell you as well. He went for my best friend. That's what scared the crap out of me there. What the heck? I'll be the first person to tell you, I'm sure that there is a way that you use Dark Arts with the virus, because you do get, like, some iframes immediately after it, but only for the faintest time. You know, like the flap of a hummingbird's wings. We should have maybe stalled on that, but that's okay. And of course, you can also use it to just farm up, like, damage during these bullet hell sections. Nice try, buddy. Look at the money we got there, by the way. So there's something to be said about maybe trying to play it that way. But we're just gonna, you know, try to play Isaac the old-fashioned way and not die. I think that's more advantageous. Now, I gotta warn you, there will be a pause somewhere in this episode. We are recording this on, it's Labor Day, and I'm actually, you know, streamer's favorite subject to discuss is Wowie. A streamer's favorite thing to discuss is always themselves. I always try and I do a very poor job of this, might I add. I always try to remember, like, you know, there's media that I like. Like, let's talk about, like, the podcast Hardcore History, right? I like Hardcore History. I follow Dan Carlin, the host, on Twitter. If he was ever to post something like, you know, the making of the trials of the Kurl Tai, how Ogladai Khan got elected to the head of the Mongol Empire, I would be like, I'm not gonna watch this one. I don't need to see the making. I don't need to go into the kitchen of the restaurant to see how the sausage is made. I'm happy just eating it with a delicious pomodoro sauce. I'm not a behind-the-scenes guy, yet, you know, kind of the nature of the beast when you end up recording so much unfiltered, unscripted content is that you end up talking about yourself a lot because there's not that much else going on. Just to be frank. But, you know, obviously, like, bizarrely, the year in which we had our, and maybe it makes perfect sense, the year in which we had our first child is also the year in which I've, on paper, probably worked less than ever before, at least since doing YouTube full-time, but also been busier than ever before. Which, again, now that when you think about it for 2 seconds, it makes perfect sense. But I'm trying to not be a derelict father, and I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that, you know, streaming and making YouTube videos provides you with an insane degree of flexibility, right? So I'm basically like fighting tooth and nail to try to turn this into a 9-to-5 job. Even though everything tries to pull you out of that. Right now we're on, it's 8 to 4, because I normally start recording at around like 8 in the morning. And I stop around 5 or around 4, and then there's like some videos to set that night. But so the positive is that, you know, it's very reliable in terms of like when there's content and when I'm going to be live. The downside from a consumer standpoint, but the upside as well for me, is that a 9-to-5 job for me also means like taking off statutory holidays, so that I can have you know, a little bit more time to spend with my family. So that's where I'm at, and I'm gonna try to adhere to that. You know, like it's a young man's game to stream on Christmas Day and St. Crispin's Day and etc. etc. So, you know, I'm trying to look, and this is just an insult to most other streamers, but I'm saying it from a position of solidarity. Most other streamers' idea of work-life balance is just going live, you know, for an indeterminate length of time, usually like 12 hours a day, every day, until they get so frustrated and burned out that they take like 5 days off and don't tell anybody about it. I'm trying to set up like a schedule in advance that's gonna be like, this is how we're gonna avoid burnout. And Levy was asking me when I was on his podcast, he's like, you know, how have you avoided burnout being in the industry for so long? Like, I don't think it's anything supernatural. You know, I think a lot of content creators, I mean, I hate to say it, I think that not as like a conspiracy theory, but I think like a lot of content creators don't actually enjoy streaming that much. I think they just enjoy being like playing video games. If you had to take away, if you kept everything about my job the same, but you took away either talking or playing the games, there is no question I would become a just chatting streamer overnight. You know, and I'm saying not even from just like a viewership standpoint, you know, if they were like, you're gonna have the same level of success or lack of success regardless of whether you became like, you know, an Apex Legends streamer or if you just, you know, shot the breeze, I would be shooting the breeze. I was gonna say 24/7, but no, not so much. It would be more like, you know, 8, 5, 2. 8 hours, 5 days a week, 2 days off. But anyway, I'm sitting here on a Labor Day, early in the morning, Gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kind of odd. Not really. No barking from the dog. Pretty common. We don't own a dog. No smog. Hey, you know what? The wildfire smoke is cleared. The air's not too bad. And Mama cooked a breakfast with no hog. Actually, have not eaten breakfast yet, but that's okay. Sometimes I find that I'm a little sharper before the breakfast enters the system. I didn't see a bullet. That doesn't mean it didn't exist. But I didn't see a bullet. Had a good day yesterday. Took the baby to activity gym. Had a good time. Gave the baby a bath. Had a good time. Went for a nice walk. Had a good time. I've become like one of those food psychos who like just scours the freezer looking for things to like turn into a Rube Goldberg machine of a meal. I know you want me to take that golden pill, by the way. And I say, like Amy Winehouse, I say no, no, no. Oh, that was a little spooky, actually. Remember, you're trying to make Boss Rush. We're actually on pace, surprisingly. So just take a second here to caffeinate and move on. So yesterday, I thought to myself, because, you know, it's a great way to save money, is to, and I'm building a bit here, that's the seed that's going to turn into the punchline in a second. It's a great way to save money, is to use leftovers or, like, you know, spare ingredients that you might have just lying around. So I had, you know, maybe like 8 leftover little red potatoes. I had some frozen peas that we had used to create some baby food in the past. I had half of a container of vegetable stock, 1 large yellow onion, and a few tomatoes. So what did I make out of that? I made a delicious potato curry. And, you know, because all of the ingredients, like, pretty much existed in my pantry, it only cost me, like, 60 or 70 bucks to buy all the spices required to make... And that's the left hook, right? Get 'em, Rock! But the spices, you tell yourself when you buy them, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm paying, like, $6 a container for, you know, ground coriander seeds or whatever. But, hey... That's an incredible item for us there, by the way. But then, hey, you could add ground coriander seeds to your meal, you know, every meal for the next, like, 6 months. And that's what I tell myself for the, you know, 4 years. I look at it being 3/4 full in my pantry, and then when I move it, I go, like, to move houses, and I go, am I really gonna move this ground coriander? And I go, yeah, man, yeah. This change in my life is just what I need to finally accomplish my lifelong dream of cooking slightly more curries. Anyway, it was pretty good. I was happy with it. But it did, I mean, because it was hot, man, I kind of burned the roof of my mouth. Let me out. So I've been dealing with that. I hate to be gross about it, but it was one of those, like, you know, burn the roof of your mouth type beats where, like, there was a little bit of, like, skin hanging down from my soft palate, and I'm like, man, it just goes to show you, like, whatever. I don't think it's good, but it's fun. It just goes to show you how stupid I am, and it's growth for me that I was originally gonna say how stupid human beings are, but this might just be like a me thing. I'm 32 years old. You know, I'm one of the stewards of another human life, and yet still, I have not reached the point yet where I... Why not, right? Oh, okay. Well, you can still get it. It's just, is it worth it? I don't know, maybe. I have not reached the point yet where I am willing to wait, I don't know, 2 minutes? Soul of Samson. In order to not burn the crap out of my mouth when I'm eating, like, a hot food. I'm just like, no, it's well worth it to just face physical pain instead. And I really have no idea why. Something's wrong with mankind, right? So we know, like, we could take this and then play Eddie Rooms in the future. And I actually feel like that might be the play. But the risk of it gating us out from Mega Satan is annoying enough that I'm willing to actually just say no. And the Hermit card, to be... look, okay? To be Craigasm. I know my audience, okay? Shut up. Wait, don't shut up. Stay pogged. Get me out of here. Take me down, because we gotta still maintain boss rush. I do still think it's nice to... And that's blue is secret room, red is boss. Let's go secret room. Saves us a bomb, or possibly not even finding it. It's gonna make it a lot easier to get the boss rush, now that I think about it. But, the portals, that is. The cake is a lie, by the way. I don't know if there's any gamers in the audience, but the cake is a lie. What was I talking about? Oh, burning the roof of my mouth. Oh, yeah. Here's the deal, okay? I actually think that there's no, I think it's bad strategy to lose the virus in order to get let's just call it the expected value of another room's pool. We get to control the room, don't get me wrong, but we will never use the metronome because I'm boring. You don't hurt me, so, like, can I just turn you into Demon Hearts? An attempt was made. And now that I've said that, by the way, I'm kind of, like, reversing course on it. And I'm like, maybe it actually... Maybe there is a case to be made for losing the virus. I'd really... I mean, like, the cheeky play, and we're past the point where, like, this is a groundbreaking move, I think. The cheeky play... Mom's lipstick, let's go! Isaac players, when they find Mom's lipstick from Tim's metronome. The big brain play, of course, again. No special prizes for coming up with this one. Get spun and then purge the virus. But I'm telling you that, like... I think... You know me, you know? I'm obsessed with being, like... 2% smarter than the average person, but actually possibly being too dumb to realize that I'm not 2% smarter than the average person. I think it's one of those things where... It speaks to the human obsession with getting something on sale, you know? Like, you do get extra value out of the virus if you get spun out of it and then dump it, but is that really the right time to dump it, or are you dumping Apple stock that you bought at $2 a share just because it doubled without realizing that your cost basis is, like, legendarily low long term? You know what I'm saying? People be like, oh, you know, a 2-bagger, amazing. Well, yeah, unless it goes to, you know, 10,000x. But I'm playing with house money now. You know, the virus might still be, like, a pretty important item. Even if... I forgot that they could do that. Even if we could also dump it while getting some of the value from it. I do want to get that, of course, but we're a little bit time-strapped. We're lucky that we have the portal. If we could actually go down to the next floor with, like, a teleport card, so that we could do boss rush and then escape from... Oh, okay, what an item. But if we could do boss rush and then escape from the boss rush area... I mean, like, we can make boss rush. It's just a question of how much we're gonna have to give up to get it to happen. And it looks like we're gonna have to give up, like, a decent amount. Hey, they walked into me, man. What do you want me to do? Thank you for not being greed. Deep Pockets is really good, by the way, but... Again... The devil? I think we have to stick with this for fun purposes. I'm very impressed that I have not accidentally used the stars card yet. I would have assumed it would have happened by now. Can I say, by the way, like, just looking at where we stand... First off, I'm very happy we bought the portals, because I think it's literally the only way we would have made it to boss rush, now that I look at it. But then, on top of that, like... This boss rush is gonna suck a little bit. I think it's gonna be a bit of a marathon. We have to... Well, you know what? I have been focusing on the idea that, like, we're guaranteed to get a red portal, which is not necessarily true. If we don't, it's gonna be, it's gonna make things very difficult for us. No deal. Speed up. Let's see. I owe you a red portal if we see one, and we did see one. Remember, if we leave the room, these are gone. So we pretty much just have to go with it here. Maybe we'll get a planetarium on the womb. That's a joke. I'm a little worried, and it's not probably gonna come to pass, but I am a little worried that, like, I actually won't make boss rush despite being in the room with a minute and a half of clearance. This is just a... oh my god. It's a situation where I should note... I expect that boss... I expect that boss rush will be a little easier than what we're going through right now. Can you stop? Like, there's like 4% of this room that's actually safe. I gotta say what's up to the cancer item, without which we would be possibly dead, or at least very sad. Don't train wreck me, man. Not like this. Not like this. Just one more tease. You piece! Thanks, Edmund. Very cool. I'm gonna become back my money. I can't even fight the angel statue, you dang jerk. Okay, what was it? It was Mega Satan boss rush, so we can take whatever we want. You have to literally just come in here, take this item, get the heck out. Boss rush is still open. Give me... I mean, Bloody Lust is pretty valuable in this situation, but I feel like maybe Gimpy Miter seems like a good play. Dead Eye for this room. I mean, we're going to stack up a lot of value here. Now, very important. This is something I've not been great at in my life necessarily. Very important. We have the adversary. The adversary's gotta go. It's very important for us that we don't throw HP away. Yep. That's not thrown. Like, that just sucks. That's just tough. As you can see, boss rush. So we got Gimpy keeping us alive. Dead Eye helping us out when we land shots, which has been known to happen. I'm not ready to get rid of the virus yet, but that scared the crap out of me. Spin down dice. I don't think it'll do anything, which is probably merciful. Don't forget as well, 21 bombs. That's crazy, man. That's like as many bombs as there are pilots, I've heard. What's up with that? Okay. Just holding out. Oh, you know what? Actually, I was going to say we have a 22% chance to come back from the dead as Blue Baby, but that's not true. That is our old run, or our old trinket, I should say. Instead, we got some extra bombs that I'm choosing not to use for whatever reason. Good, really good one. Okay. Owned. We're not throwing away HP. You got Miter, you got Gimpy. There you go. That's why you get Miter and Gimpy. We got old bandage for this room. That is one of the things that annoys me about Dark Arts, but so be it. So the number, right? I completely my fault for the record. Okay, metal plate, also great. I hope it doesn't just last for the wave. I'm begging for like a synth oil. I know that's literally asking for like one of the 600 items in this game. Seems like a good recipe for like being annoyed. when you don't get it, which is mathematically the most likely option. But man, oh man, would a synth oil hit the frickin' spot. Spun, nice damage bonus. Leprosy. Great Dark Arts opportunity here. To get plus 1.81 damage for about 4 milliseconds. Red Poop's actually giving me quite the assist here. Well, I think it's clear we're gonna live through Boss Rush. It's just gonna be annoying and take forever. And our HP might be a little weird when we leave. Because of all the HP ups that we got on the fight. Like, this, what we have right now might be modestly deceptive. I didn't... Thanks to Metal Plate, I didn't get hit by that red heart. Please, please, be dead! Be dead! Where's my Demon Heart? Dreamcatcher. Not trying to ruffle anybody's feathers. Probably not the best option you could get here. Not trying to make anybody have the worst day at their job or whatever. I'm hopeful that maybe they'll let me fight Mega Satan or the angel statue after this. I really doubt it, but I would say I'm reaching the point where I would be okay dumping the virus in order to pick up a random angel deal, which would give us at least a chance at not being this upset. No promises, though. Please, Demon Heart? Demon Hearts? I love this. Somehow that worked out amazingly. Monster Manuel gives us a Seraphim. You know, it's not transformative, but it's helpful. So happy as well that we have the cancer trinket here. Like, if it weren't for that, we'd be in a bad spot, man. Like, we probably would have died on the mom fight, which would have been a little embarrassing. Mission failed. That's fine. That's fine. Ragman, no sweat here. Right? You should be using... Oh, dude, look at that. We can fly now. Temporarily. I gotta say, if I'm disappointed with anything right now, please, please. Ghost baby. If I'm disappointed with anything right now, it's 100% Miter plus Gimpy. I know we got 0 luck, okay? But, you know, because of the way this game works, 0 luck is actually, like, average. It's not that bad. You are headed dead center for certain. Please be dead so virus can pop. Nope. Caffeine pill? No, that's not... Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not caffeine pill. That's placebo. No fear? I don't even know the meaning of the word. We've been on boss rush for like almost 7 minutes. Tale as old as time. Damage pretty bad. Should have used the stars. The first opportunity you had. Beauty and the Beat. Eddie and the Rush. Kind of works. Not at all, you said. Okay, not at all then. That I got trapped in that situation, and I got no one to blame but myself. I'm out. I got nothing to say, man. Thanks for Bozo. A clown pewter probably got no games. I was thinking the other day, you know why I was thinking it? Because that James Corden stoplight musical clip went viral where he's in like the rat costume and he's humping the air. I was thinking like, I assumed that Cinderella was a Disney remake because that's like a Disney thing. look, I like the Marvel movies. I like the occasional Disney property. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I mean, you see them on Twitter, man. I didn't even realize there's people out there, like, their whole Twitter account is dedicated to, like, you know, ranking Disney princesses or whatever. And can I say something? Oh, so if it's Disney princesses, you're like, not okay. Sure, yeah, but if it's Yu Yu Hakusho kaiju, then you're like, oh, so true. Look, are you crazy? I just walked over here. All I'm trying to say is that I thought it was a Disney thing because Disney has excelled lately at cynically pumping out live-action remakes of their Golden Age animation classics, having them get like a 47 out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, but making $800 million at the box office. The soul, please. God, I want this HP to stick around. And I was thinking, I found out it was Amazon Prime. I know that I've set myself up for failure here, but I was kind of like disappointed. Because I was like, you know, Amazon, no! You're supposed to be the good guys in this okay, maybe not, I don't know. Yes, I know I work with, for Twitch, essentially. Unless you're talking from, like, a legal, you know, contract standpoint. Well, the contract, yes, but on a full-time employment standpoint, I believe I'm an independent contractor for tax-based purposes. Vasculitis? Okay. Wow, vasculitis. Wow, look at that. Well, at least our HP stuck around. See ya. See ya, I guess. I guess we'll be seeing ya. That got me thinking, what's the best of the Disney live-action remakes? Where am I going? We could use the stars on this room. I'm genuinely not a believer there. I'm not sold. I popped Dark Arts just in case. And I wouldn't say ashamed, but like, you know, it's entertainment. I would not have seen any of them willingly, except I probably would have gone to see The Lion King willingly, which is embarrassing to admit in hindsight. Because of the three that I've seen, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and The Lion King one, I don't know if you could call it live action, but it's kind of in the same philosophy, I guess, is the worst. It's just kind of like, it has no reason to exist. It's almost, it's just like, it's like somebody ripped off the Big Mac, but then made it with like worse quality ingredients, and then we're like, it's a new Big Mac. It's like a new Coke situation. Like, I think there's a possible conspiracy theory to be made that Disney was like, hey, in order to increase appreciation of our animated classics, we gotta give it a shot. Let's make a soulless, like, live-action remake of The Lion King. And I gotta say that I think it worked a little bit. An Emperor card. You know what? Maybe the time has come. I know we're probably gonna get Synth Oil after this as a result. Yeah, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the room, the boss fight. If we get a deal, we'll pop the stars in there, whether it's Devil or Angel. This, by the way, is the dictionary definition of making a good faith effort. We skipped one entire floor just to do a completely miserable boss rush. We literally could not have made it into boss rush if we fought the Angel statue, and I'm tearing myself up over it. Why is this so bad? What is going on? Anyway, I hate to say it because it's probably the one that people were most cynical about in advance. But between Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and the Lion King remake, like, I gotta say the Aladdin one, which I believe I gave a 5 out of 10, that's probably the best. It's not great, obviously. Oh, there's a tinted rock back there. Every single one of those, you know, our hopes and dreams hinge on it. But it's kind of like, there's some fun to it, at least. It just goes to show you, you know, everyone was making fun of the Will Smith CGI. Turns out, like, the Will Smith CGI is totally fine. And the movie has some sense of enjoyability. Whereas the animation in the quote-unquote live-action Lion King is actually, like, pretty impressive. But the movie has no soul whatsoever. Now, I do want to be clear, Aladdin doesn't have a ton of soul. As far as... Not the cartoon. The cartoon I got no problems with. Just the remake is not like, you know, the most unbelievably, you know, fully featured movie that's ever existed. I'm just saying, okay? This is a nightmare. This is horrible, man. Don't you know it's Labor Day? Like, how can you treat me like this? I guess I'm just hoping that this is the right way. Like, anytime, we gotta modularize this, okay? Anytime a run seems hard or impossible even, or just annoying, and I do keep giving up HP with Dark Arts, but it's also the only thing keeping me from, you know, permanent psychological damage on this. Okay, that was incredibly slow moving, but you got me. We gotta break the problem into smaller pieces. We get through this floor, see if we get a deal with the devil. Or angel. No matter what, I mean, deal with the angel, you know what we do. Deal with the devil. We walk in, use the stars card, pray that it's... literally, like, any damage-related item. Anything. Thank you so much, genuinely. A bomb. You genuinely should not have. So I'm just going... Great play. Lucky. Basically, I'm going to hit Q when spikes spawn. Just because that seems like the best way to avoid taking damage. I can't believe we didn't get hit. I thought we would be hit there, so I made a judgment call. And then I got hit there instead. Very cool. Thank you, Mama Gertie. Very cool. Now we're talking. We gotta deal with the angel. Okay. It's still really... Oh my god. Screw you, man. You're really gonna give me the Bible? After everything we've been through? Well, we'll pick it up and put it down. Please give me some spirit hearts, dude. Please. Please. The stars card is taking the virus from us, but it did give us revelation, which then gave us the seraphim transformation. Lil delirium, you take what you can get, right? It's not that bad. Okay, so this is actually like a pretty important get for us. And I am very happy because I earned it. And I know that sounds like entitled, but that we held on to that stars card until, you know, essentially the last possible opportunity. We got a little lucky they let us work with it regardless. And the Mega Satan fight is still going to be really annoying, but now, like, at least our DPS and damage are still embarrassing, but everything else, you know, our defense is at least okay. Emperor. I wonder if, like, if I was wrong and, like, Gertie and the Miter actually have, like, conflicting, like, countervailing forces at play. I would rather save the Emperor card and use it on the Cathedral, I think. This is a secret room access. So let's just hold for now. I shouldn't be upset. But, you know, it's the hedonic treadmill that binds mankind. The stars card, okay. Now that we've gotten, like, a pretty important item... and by pretty important, I mean literally game-changing. I find myself now being like, okay, now you can give me the damage, right? Like it was all fun and games when it was a 7-minute boss rush, but now the fun's over, guys. Can we just game? Can you just give me like a single damage upgrade? I know we got the stapler early on. Was it because I didn't say I believe I have my stapler that I've been cursed? Life's so hard. I've been cursed with yet another victory. But, you know, that being said, am I wrong though? Did I stutter? Well, let's focus on the positive. How do we win this run? Keep doing what you're doing. And it's the first time we've been able to say that for a bit. Okay, decap attack. Owns. Lovers? Maybe. Probably not. Maybe. Okay. Because we can fly, we don't even need to do that on the way in, but on the way out for sure. The other way would be if we beat the odds here. You know, it doesn't even have to be a deal with the angel. I would pay 3 spirit hearts for some top-notch deals with the devil. Yeah, I didn't know. I should have dark arts that. I didn't know how the black hole was going to impact the hand, and I had about like 0.5 seconds to figure it out, and I didn't, but that's okay. Keep it moving. Really should have saved dark arts for when the spiders showed up. Okay, I'm feeling substantially better. like really substantially better. That Revelations pickup, which we only got because of the stars, oh man. I gotta acknowledge as well, you know, just being straight up with you, I forgot the stars gives you 2 items from the pool on which you are able to use it. I was over here slandering it as if it only gave you 1 item. And you know what the worst part is? You guys watching? You didn't say anything at all. Can't believe it. I was over here talking to myself, waiting for the slightest piece of feedback. And you're like, oh, let me wait for 4 days from now when the YouTube video comes out. Like, come on, I don't have all day. It's Labor Day. No deal. That's fine. We go up. Just don't screw this one up. Like, we're lucky. Very lucky. You're very lucky. Also, you're beginning to remind me more like your father. Use the boost to get through. Oh, man. Dude, nothing in gaming, and by nothing, I mean only a select few things in gaming, have the same thrill as playing Star Fox 64, but not understanding, like, what triggers the ability to get to the alt paths. And then, like, realizing that you diverged from the normal path at some point, and then, like, Falco's like, I'm getting beaten up, I'll see you guys later, and you're like, it's Doctor Strange, right? Like, you're in a new timeline. I wouldn't say, I'm very, wary, perhaps even I overcorrect for the nostalgia bias, the idea that things were always better, when I was stupider. But, there's something I miss about, you know, games in the pre-totally ubiquitous internet era, which was finding, you know, secrets like that or mechanics like that and then sharing them via oral tradition. Oh, it almost bumped me in there. I think I would have been okay with that. Okay, all this is pretty solid. Our damage is so bad, though. I think I'm still gonna go for it. Like, just send it, man. There is a flip side to that, though, and the flip side to that is very bad. Many times as a child, I would look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Many times as a child, I would like buy a video game and then just get stuck. What is going on with this laser? It's like the spore tears plus the laser is causing whatever this tiny little Azazel angelic brimstone is, but also creating some frickin' nasty little spore tears that are doing some amazing work. But you would buy a game and then like just get stuck and then either go to EB Games and hope that they carry a strategy guide for it that you can... If you're quick, you could leaf through it and be like, okay, good. Otherwise, like, I don't know, go to your public library and hope that they got some free internet access available that day. It's been known to happen. What a strange run we got here. I'll never forget, like, I bought James Bond 007 for the Game Boy Color. And, you know, you think it's going to be like GoldenEye, right? It came out a couple of years after GoldenEye. You think it's going to be like, da-da-da, using your laser watch to do, like, some cool stuff. And then, like, you don't even get to do anything cool at all in the first hour of the game. You have to fix a bridge in order to escape from this village that you're trapped in. The way that you fix the bridge, I think you find a hammer, but in order to find nails, you have to mash B in one of the houses around a wall. And keep in mind, this was like in basically the 8-bit Game Boy Color era, right? So you're like, well, maybe it's 12-bit. I don't know. Does that even work? Either way. You know, how am I supposed to know that there's a hidden wall there when it just looks like, you know, a flat plane? I just remember being like, I bought this James Bond game. I remember very specifically, I bought the James Bond 007 Game Boy Color game and Banjo-Kazooie on the same day. And I actually, this is embarrassing for me to admit, I cried. And you're gonna love this story. I've never told it, I think. And it's very in character for me, even to this day. Maybe without the tears, but with the same kind of reservation. I cried when I decided to buy them. Not in the store, but at home earlier that day. And my mom was like, why are you crying? And I was like, this is a lot of money, but I want it. And she was like, well, if you want it, you should get it. But if you don't want it, then maybe this is like your way of figuring out that you don't want it. Anyway, long story short, I wanted it. Banjo-Kazooie ended up being a bop. And can I tell you, James Bond 007 on the Game Boy Color, actually kind of a bop as well, in spite of the fact that it started in one of the most bizarre ways you could possibly imagine a James Bond game would start. Anyway, we made it. 26 wins in a row. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy your Labor Day, and I'll see you next time. See ya!